Hey, what's going on, guys? So, in today's video, as you can see, I'm going to be going over Tien Shinhan. I'm going to be talking about his strengths, his weaknesses. I'm also going to be talking about whether or not he needs a buff, if he needs a nerf, or if he's a balanced character. But before I get all of that started, I would like to ask you guys a question. Who is your favorite human in all of Dragon Ball? Now, I know people have said that Tien is not a human. The Daisenshu guides or whatever have said that he's like from like some three-eyed alien race, but that has never been shown in the manga or in the anime. So as far as I know, he is human, and Tien is my favorite human in all of Dragon Ball. Now, with all of that being said, let's start analyzing Tien and whether or not he is a good character in Sparking Zero. Now, you all know the rules by now. First thing we look at in a character are the starting stats. Tien starts with 40k health, 2 key bars, and 0 skill points. Extremely average character on that end. Now the next thing we look at are the rust chains. Ki on 1, flying kicks on 2, heavy finish on 3, heavy finish on 4. Step and move, Ki, and the perception is that little knockaway perception. I will say I really like his strings. I really like Ki on 1, and I really like step and Ki. Now, I know in previous videos I have really talked down on Ki early in the string. I've also talked down on stepping Ki. But with recent mechanical changes, I really have come to like early Ki and also a stepping Ki. Now, in the past, super perception used to cost 1 skill point, and that kind of made stepping Ki almost useless. You could always just avoid stepping Ki's by just holding perception and then 1 skill point. Skill points were built so quickly in the past, it doesn't matter if you got a super perception off, might as well just avoid the combo overall if I'm going to do a step and heavy move. But now, they made skill points gather way more slowly, and also made super perception cost 2 skill points. So, if you do manage to super perception my Ki, it will probably benefit me because I'm burning your skill points, and especially if you're playing something like singles or even DP, if I'm burning your skill points, making sure that you can't transform, that's a huge advantage for me. And you won't be able to use your skill points for other things like maybe Wild Sense or Explosive Wave. And because now that super perception is not as viable as it was before, people opt to hold guard a lot more often now. And Ki is very strong when it comes to guard breaking. You gotta half charge it, because if you full charge it, you'll just go through their guard, so you gotta half charge this. Takes a little bit of timing, but it's really not difficult to do. And the reason why guard breaking with half charge Ki is so strong is because this is unvanishable and also unguardable, of course, because you're breaking their guard. And that's better than breaking guard with a heavy finish, because heavy finish is vanishable, and both of these things are sidesteppable anyway, so might as well go for the unvanishable one. Now, of course, when we're talking about raw step-ins, maybe you shouldn't be raw step-in and just go for the Ki. Usually with characters that have a step-in Ki, I would not just raw step-in heavy. I would probably opt for the step-in low sweep. But step-in low sweep is the strongest step-in move in my opinion, so you don't really need a step-in gut punch or a step-in rolling hammer. Step-in low sweep is more than enough. The strength of step-in Ki is combo extending. If I step in, he's holding guard, I'll go through their guard if I full charge it, which I meant to half charge it there. Half charge, break their guard. If I accidentally full charge it, regardless, I'll be able to extend my combo anyway. And the reason why this is so strong is because, like I said, it's unvanishable. They have to sidestep. And yes, you'll get punished if they sidestep it, but if they do start sidestepping, you know that you've started conditioning them. If they start sidestepping you, just stop doing this and just start comboing them normally. If you combo them normally, and they're mashing sidestep in this instance, you're going to be able to just open them up. And that's just a layer of mind games, and that's why I think step-in Ki, I think there's argument for step-in Ki being the best step-in move now. Now, another way Ki got indirectly buffed was through the nerf of low sweeps. In this recent patch, low sweeping was nerfed in a way where you could sidestep out very soon. You'll recover a lot more quickly and you'll be able to sidestep away, unless your opponent restands you. Now, the most popular way to restand someone after a sweep is to smash attack them. And that's a very good way to restand someone, but it's also vanishable. And any vanishable attack could lead to a punish. The strength of Ki is that this is an unvanishable setup, so you could restand them without the worry of being punished for it. The most they could do here is super counter it. Now the third reason why I think stepping Ki is so strong is because you could do resets with a stepping Ki, or if your character has an early Ki in their string, you could reset off of that too. Tien has both. He has Ki on one and a stepping Ki, so he has an extra reset that other characters cannot do. Let me demonstrate. But yeah, as you guys can see, I think stepping Ki and having an early Ki in your strings is now very, very strong, and I regret ever talking down on the Ki. Now let's talk about Tien's skills. Tien has Solar Flare and Wild Sense. First, let's talk about Solar Flare. What a lot of people like to do with Solar Flare is that they like to use it and just get away a little bit and then charge their Ki. What I like to do is I like to go up to them, Solar Flare, and just charge in their face. They can't combo you when they're locked off of you, so just charge in their face. And the reason why I don't like to run away from them is because then I'll be giving them space to charge their Ki as well. And I don't want that. I want to have a huge Ki advantage over them. If they see I'm close to them, they'll probably opt to run away. And all I'm doing is sitting there charging my Ki. They can't combo you when they're locked off. And you saw how long it took for him to lock back onto me, right?
There you are.
Solar Flare in many other instances isn't the best. I only really use it as a skill to gain Ki over my opponent. In DP, there are other uses for it. Maybe you could force your opponent to switch their character. Maybe use it to stall for the switch gauge. In singles, I mainly use it to just get a Ki advantage over my opponent. Now, I'm sure you all know why Wild Sense is so strong, and it's because of something known as Wild Sense Jail. And what Wild Sense Jail is, when your opponent super counters you, you just don't vanish it, and you let your Wild Sense take over, and you'll be able to dodge the super counter as such. And then once you knock them away with the Wild Sense, you can Z Burst Dash with them, like exactly what I'm doing here. And then you can use Wild Sense in the middle of your own combo, and continue to do this. And this is what is known as Wild Sense Jail, because they're in jail. Let's see, the CPU will... There it is. Yep. And that is very strong, because you all may know that super counter is probably the strongest mechanic in the game. Not probably, it is the strongest mechanic in the game. If you could avoid it through Wild Sense, After Image could do the same thing. If you could avoid it through your evasives, you're nullifying your opponent of the strongest mechanic in the game, and that is very, very strong. So Tien has a skill that could help avoid super counters, and another skill that could help him gain huge Ki advantage. Two things that could make super countering not as overwhelming. Another thing about Tien is that his supers are not the best. His Tri-Beam super, pretty mediocre, doesn't do the most damage for a 3 key bar super. His 2 key bar super is a Dodon Ray super, which causes a hard knockdown, meaning the opponent won't be able to recover from this. They have to wait till they hit the ground to be able to recover from it. And that could be very strong. Unfortunately, the super comes out pretty slowly, very easy to vanish. And yeah, it's just, Tien supers are pretty lackluster, but that's not saying much. Most people's supers are pretty lackluster in general. Now, the thing that's holding him back a lot is also that he doesn't have a very good ultimate. His ultimate takes health away from himself, and each one of these are vanishable. It could potentially do a lot of damage, but your opponent is going to be able to vanish each and every single one of them. And I believe they could even recover and start guarding. So, Yeah, it's not a very good ultimate. But yeah, all in all, I think Tien is a very, very solid character, especially in singles. I'd say he's one of the better non-transforming characters. He's a very fun character. He has specific tech, especially with the step and ki. He has wild sense, which is very strong. Unfortunately, his supers and his ultimates isn't that great. Solar flare isn't the best, but it could be used to gain a lot of ki. His strings are very good. I think overall he's a very balanced character. He doesn't have overwhelming stats. He has very good skills, very good moveset. He doesn't have insane damaging supers or ultimates. He's just overall very balanced. Now in DP, the Tien is 4 DP, and that's spending quite a lot for what would be a pretty okay average character. If you're facing up against like a fusion in DP, you're just gonna get erased, and that's that's not good. DP is not as balanced as singles is currently, so Tien is not the best in DP. Still one of the better 4 DP picks, but 4 DP is a pretty big investment. The game has been very, very dead recently. I do my best to show you guys only gameplay between me and like another Z rank. I could do that easily on singles because there's still a good amount of people playing on singles. Unfortunately on DP there's only a handful of Z ranks who play consistently, and if I try to do these character spotlights in DP, it's just gonna be me destroying some like random S rank who doesn't really know how to play the game that well. So I'd much rather pull up to a more challenging opponent in singles who is a Z rank, and that's exactly what I do. So enjoy the rest of the video, enjoy my commentary on the gameplay, and have a good day, you guys. I'll see you in the commentary. So, here I am commentating over some matches I had on singles with Tien. I had shown you guys earlier my credentials with Tien. I am now at 40k points with Tien, because he is a very strong character. Very good character. Here we charged a full ki before getting the round started. And immediately going in for the step and guard break. I put myself at a huge ki advantage with this. And you can see how I'm taking advantage of the step and ki eyes. Very, very strong. And now I'm just going to reset loop him. I'm going to take full advantage of this. Because if I'm comboing Gogeta Blue from the front, he's just going to be able to barrier me. And that's very annoying. Once I have a Gogeta Blue from the back, I'm taking full advantage. I do not care. Call me cheesy. I'm not going to get barrier spammed. Right here, I could lose. Especially with Tien, who doesn't have a rolling hammer. It's not easy for me to get someone's back. Gogeta Blue right now could nullify 5 of my engagements. Luckily, he doesn't have enough ki to Zebra Stash loop at me. Maybe because I've guard broken him like 3 times. Sidestep the smash attack, finish him off. Good first match.
Somehow I pulled it off.
Alright, let's see how the second match goes. Charging the full ki. And here is one of the biggest issues with the gameplay loop. Technically, I'm the one who lost neutral here. But I'm able to get 10k damage off of him because I super countered, knocked him away, and then Zebra stashed at him for a free combo. Wild Sense allows me to Zebra stash at him. That was a very good revenge counter by him. And you can see I take advantage of the step and sweeps. Step and sweeping is very, very strong. I don't know why he's opting to revenge counter me. He's Gogeta Blue. He has a barrier. Maybe he's not used to playing Gogeta Blue. There's a barrier. I'm almost done for here. I get a lucky catch with the Z-Burst dash, and I get him. Huge clutch Z-Burst dash there. Yep, somehow I pulled it off. Alright, let's see how the third match goes. He catches me vanishing his punch vanish. That was a good catch. There's the step and sweep. I catch his punch. I catch his vanish on my punch vanish. I win the super counter war. Now I'm able to get a Z-Burst dash on him. Here comes the resets. Good super counter on my end. And I'm guessing that was an accidental grab. Unfortunate. GG's.
Somehow I pulled it off.
Alright, second set. I face off against a base Gogeta. Base Gogeta also has a step in Ki, so I'm not very used to dodging it. So you can see I get hit by it a lot. I should have done a smash attack there. When they're doing the kneeling recovery, they're going to have armor. So you need to smash attack to be able to extend your combo. Just from that one super perception, I could tell he's the type to hold perception when I'm trying to extend my combo. Little super counter war. And I win it. Z-Burst loop at him. I activated Wild Sense for the jail. I bait out the perception. And that was a great vanish on my Wild Sense. I knew he was going to hold perception there because 1, I saw him hold perception earlier. 2, usually when people see that you've popped an evasive, they'll just hold perception and hope that a super perception could deactivate your Wild Sense or after image. It's a close match. The super counter war could determine it. Luckily he smashes me to the ground. Unfortunately, I did not have enough for a Z-Burst dash. And that's why being good at super counters is so important. So you could force your opponent to vanish, and therefore they won't have enough to Z-Burst dash. And you could also see I kind of threw the game by throwing out a random Solar Flare. Solar Flare is not that good. Solar Flare is probably better when you're on the offensive, not in neutral. That way you could ensure that the Solar Flare hits, and then you could charge Ki after. I used it in neutral, and you could sidestep a Solar Flare, which is what he did, and it just completely missed, and I got punished for it. A good first match, let's see how the second match goes. And that was a bad follow-up by me. Like, I know this guy's good at super countering, so I shouldn't have followed up. I had enough ki to Zebra Stash at him. I should have just taken the Zebra Stash instead of following up. And there it is, the ki. The step-in ki is very strong, like I keep saying. I'd say like 50% of the reason why Tien is so good, or why I like Tien so much, is because of the step-in ki. I used Wild Sense there, just in case if he super countered me, which he did not. And I take that second match. Let's see how the third match goes. I get hit by that twice. This is not a good start for me. That was a good vanish on my smash attack. I open him up. And I'm not watching my ki gauge. I could have just vanished there, but I go for super counters twice when I'm in ki advantage. There was no need for me to do that. That was unnecessary damage that I just took. He catches my punch vanish. That was a good one. He gets me in Wild Sense jail. Luckily he doesn't follow up, or he fails to follow up, I should say. And he catches my Wild Sense because I popped it in neutral. I read out his perception. I tried to read it out again, and then he punishes my Wild Sense. GG's.
Give up? Okay. We'll put this on.
Okay, this isn't a set, but I'm going up against a more meta character. I think Gogeta Blue is a very meta character as well, but people want to see me go up against extreme meta, the transforming meta. Like I keep saying, the guard break on the half charge ki is so strong, so strong. Some good super counters by him. This is fine for me. I still have the huge health lead on him. He could potentially come back though, because Beast Gohan is pretty crazy, and having that full ki gauge is a pretty big deal. He doesn't take advantage of it though. You guys can see I'm setting up my resets with a smash attack. He should have noticed that a while ago and just vanished my smash attacks. But since he doesn't, I just keep doing it.
Well done. You've come a long way. I'm proud.
And unfortunately, he declines the rematch. And here's another match going up against another hard meta character, Jiren.
Be the best of the best. No mercy. Justice is absolute.
Let's see how it goes. As always, the Ki. The Ki. Good super counter by him. But he can't follow up because that guard broke him twice. I can't stress enough how good the step in Ki is, especially when you use it to guard break. And like I said in my analysis, if they start sidestepping you, then that's also good. Because then you've conditioned them, just stop doing the Ki, and then they'll start mashing sidestep, you could open them up. Just doing normal combos. Luckily, this guy is not adapting to it. Not many people are thinking to sidestep, especially during the combo extension. I've gotten in a pretty bad habit of trying to super counter every super counter, as opposed to vanishing it. Like, I could have just won that vanish war through vanishing. I'm being really careful with my wild sense because I do not want him to be able to use a super explosive wave and catch me. That was a great guess by me. Lucky guess. And I could tell he's just going to play the distance game, try to get enough Ki for a super explosive wave. So I'm going to be very careful here. I couldn't get the punish on that. I don't know why. I tried to avoid the explosive wave. I vanished into it though. Luckily for me, I was able to just finish off with some Ki blasts. And he declines rematch as well. Alright, last set I'm going to show you guys. This is against a regen character. Against Bootanks. Bootanks has explosive wave and regen. I try my best to put him in a bad spot and force him to use his skill points on explosive wave. And the way I do that is I just reset spam, as per usual. And again, a Ki guard break. It's just so satisfying every time I hit it. There, I got him to use an explosive wave. I don't really agree with it. But then again, he was probably forced or felt forced to do so because I popped Wild Sense in that combo. And he was going to get jailed. Now he's basically dead with no skill points. No regen for him.
I'm still not strong enough. I have to keep training.
I'm in a pretty bad position here. Luckily, he spends his skill points on the explosive waves. I would have felt really hopeless if he had 4 skill points here. Luckily, we're at the ceiling, so his explosive wave just knocks me into the barrier, and I'm able to keep engaged and combo him one last time to finish the match.
Training.
Pretty lucky with that positioning. No super counters from him. That's very unfortunate. I did 30k damage there. That's insane. And that's GG's.
I'm still not strong enough. I have to keep training.
And that's it for the video. I hope you guys learned something. I hope you guys have a good night. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I also want to talk about the state of the game right now. The game is probably at its most dead state currently. It is what it is. Probably not gonna move on from Sparking Zero. Like, this is just a hobby for me, unless I find another game that I really like and care to make content for. But as of right now, Sparking Zero is my thing. If it's completely dead, then it's completely dead, whatever. If I have 1,000 viewers, I don't care. If I have 500 viewers, I don't care. If I have 100 viewers, I don't care. I enjoy making Sparking Zero content, and until I find something else to make content on, I'll do that. But as of right now, Sparking Zero is my thing. Hope you guys learned something, and again, have a good night.